Hi, everyone. Tony from Hack the Movies here, and today we're talking about Friday the 13th, 2009, the Platinum Dunes remake. Is it the best of the Platinum Dunes remake? Let's find out today on Hack the Movies. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Tony.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I wanted to say you did a great job on Boys Month.
Thanks. I really felt like one of the boys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is this what it feels like to have a penis?
What were you on Boys Month?
She was the editor.
Oh, yes.
Because he had to go to Rochester. He's just like, woman, do my bit. No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
But yes, welcome back, Jess.
Thank you.
You've never been on a Friday the 13th episode.
No, I haven't.
No.
And my favorite movie is Freddy vs. Jason. Tony.
Too late.
I told you about it.
Casey, you also haven't been on a Friday the 13th episode.
I don't think so.
Well, I brought you guys in for the last, and if they can't figure out their legal troubles, probably the final Friday.
The 13th one.
The third. Wait, was it the 13th one? No.
Yes.
No, it's the 12th
Yes,
one.
no.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure it's
Do we have to count? Hold on. No, let's count.
Let's count. Let's do
Let's
it.
count. Okay, Jason Go Hell's 9, and then there's X.
Start with 1.
Wait, why didn't I just start with Jason X because X is 10?
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
10. Freddy versus Jason.
Oh.
2009. Yeah, it's the 12th one.
No, it's not.
They never made it to 13.
Come on.
Yeah, Jason
I
X.
thought I had a fun fact.
It is fun.
I'm pretty
though.
sure it is the 13th
Hey, they
one.
made a Friday.
I mean-
they made a Friday the 13th series.
Come
That had
out.
nothing to do with the movie.
Doesn't matter.
Can we count? Can we count them, please?
Friday the 13th one.
1, 2,
2,
3, 4, 5.
I don't even remember
6,
which one's which.
7, 8, 9. Then there's Jason
Jason
X.
Freddy versus
Freddy
Jason.
versus Jason.
Remake.
No way.
That's 12.
No way.
And this has been
take it
counting
back.
with Casey.
Okay. We math good here at Hack the Movies. Yes,
Only count 2, 4.
I can only count to
to 4.
4. That's Psycho 6 song. Yes, it's the 12th Friday the 13th movie. They're planning a Jason Universe project of different shows and stuff, but I still don't know if we're making a movie yet. Because
the whole
the
legal
rights
thing.
the rights to Friday 13th have been all over the place. Famously, the game was really, really good, and then they weren't able to update the game at all because of a legal battle. But yeah,
doesn't New Line own the character and Paramount?
well,
owns-
that was the weird thing. So Paramount sold the stuff to New Line, but they couldn't use the Friday the 13th name. But for this movie, Platinum Dunes, they got together with Paramount and New Line, so they were able to
Yep.
use anything and
you
the
go.
title. I think one distributed in America, the other one did international stuff. So they were able to get those two studios to work together. Michael Bay wanted to produce this. He was on a roll with those Texas Chainsaw remakes, and he decided, hey, let's just get that guy again. They got the Marcus Nispel, I think.
He did
Yeah.
good with Transformers.
What? Transformers? What?
Michael Bay.
Yeah, no, he didn't direct this though. He got the director of Texas Chainsaw. You just wanted to bring up Transformers.
Yeah. When is that episode happening?
Shut up. Anyway.
Shia LaBeouf.
So yeah, they got Marcus Nispel to come back. They got the same director of photography from the Texas Chainsaw remake, who also did the original one, to come
Yeah.
back. And they got your boy Derek Mears to play
Derek
Jason.
Mears. You remember that story?
Do you want to tell it again?
Sure, I'll tell it. Well, when I worked for Adam Green, yes, he claimed to me. When I first met Derek Mears, he was like, "You're like sunshine."
Aww.
And it's so funny how he's so scary, but he's the nicest person ever.
I was telling
seems
Tony
nice.
that I'm like, I don't know, Jason's body type is hot. Not what he does. Not what he does. in the movie.
Yes, it is hot.
Let me tell you, if Jason, I think, is the most attractive of all the slashers, not Killer Clowns. The killing he could do without, and then he'd be good.
And I spent Christmas with him once.
Oh,
Not
nice.
just us, but,
Yeah, I was gonna
Other
say,
people were there.
I'm like, are you revealing something?
but that's so cool. I could say that.
Anyway, I had to get that out of the way with my. Let's get it out of the way.
I drank for 3 days with Macaulay Culkin once. Okay, we've all hung out with famous people. All right.
The only person I've hung out with famous is Tony.
Yeah, I was about to. If you said any other name, I was about
literally
to
am
jump
trying to
over
think.
this
I'm like,
counter.
Trauma.
So yeah, Lloyd
Yes.
Coffin.
Well, the people at Trauma,
Yeah.
you all matter.
Anyway, so yeah, who are they going to get to write this film? Well, they went, what was the most successful Friday the 13th movie? They went Freddy versus Jason. They went, just get those guys
I
again.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, they decided to do like a. Now the Friday 13th continuity kind of sucks. It's all over the place.
Oh yeah.
But they decided, hey, let's just start fresh. We're doing a remake anyway. They decided to set it in the 2000s because the other ones were like period pieces,
Right.
which I thought was cool. But basically, they took like the first 4 movies and just like condensed them down and
Totally.
packaged them into one film.
Yes.
It was the Alien Romulus of its day, where
Oh.
where it's like,
I can see that.
I like this a little bit more than that, though. This one switched things up just a little bit more.
I still haven't seen the movie, but I don't really care about spoilers.
Yeah, pretty much that synopsis.
Yeah.
I saw this in theaters.
Okay, I don't think I saw it.
I was not excited to see it. I really, at the time, didn't like the Texas Chainsaw remake.
Oh.
Then I went to see this, and I was like, wow, that was like okay. Not enough to see the next remake, so I skipped the next Platinum Dunes remake, and I waited till video, and that was Nightmare on Elm Street, which we have a review of.
But Clancy Brown is it? That's the only person I remember.
That doesn't mean it's a good thing. I love Clancy Brown, but he's been in
Brown
plenty of
plays
garbage.
Mr. Krabs.
I know he's Mr. Krabs. He's in a lot of things.
Oh.
Did you know that?
Is he Freddy Krueger?
No. He was the dad in the remake.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't,
I didn't
know
really remember who he played. I just remember seeing him and I took a picture and posted it on Twitter.
Awesome.
Like it's Mr. Krabs.
So yeah, let's just get into this wonderful film. I do love that, like right from the get-go, like the Paramount logo is going and the stars are going across the screen, and they're just adding knife sounds to them. It's like, slice, slice, slice. I'm like,
So
really?
great.
Yeah, and everything's red.
Yeah, just to really let you know what you're watching.
Yes, we're immersed
I think
in.
you do hear the chi 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 ha.
Yeah. And then we get June 13th, 1980. They remake the entire first film, or at least the ending of it,
Yeah.
during the opening title
Yeah.
sequence. But yeah, so we get
Help my
Mrs. Voorhees.
son.
Yeah, Mrs. Voorhees trying to kill the last counselor.
And they made her brunette. Oh,
They didn't?
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
They
which
made
one?
Mrs. Voorhees a
Mrs.
brunette.
Voorhees.
Okay.
Probably so she matched the girl at the end.
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
in
that
it.
would make sense. I mean, was she
yeah.
not brunette in the original?
No.
No, she was blonde.
Was she?
Yes.
Tony, look it up.
I thought she was. I met that well, when I met her, she was
Yes,
pretty
she was
gray.
blonde.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I thought her hair was brownish. I don't know.
No.
My bad.
Not
so
a true fan.
Tony's just colorblind.
Are you mad that they changed the hair? Are you guys
Yes.
mad that they changed the
I
blonde
really
hair?
Don't care 'cause they
There
cut
was.
her head
Oh
off.
wait, I was gonna say there's not one blonde, but 2.
Just like right now.
Yes.
But yeah, so they cut her head off, or she cuts the girl's head off.
I just think it's funny that they're standing in front of each other and and then the girl's like, no, no. And all of a sudden just, hey. I'm like, you didn't do that sooner? I just have to, she's like, get the exposition out. All right.
Yeah,
Got
you
it.
had to get the exposition out.
Thanks, ma'am.
And then
Cut your head off.
I like that they made it just as confusing as the original timeline, where they're like, yes, she killed them because her son drowned. And also her son came back and was there watching,
Yeah,
and no
he
one
had, like,
goes,
Right.
sneakers on and he's just like picks
no
up
one
and
goes,
like,
wait,
Mom.
what? How did he come back?
Yeah.
They decided not to do any kind of origin stuff for this other than this specific thing, which is weird because they cast a young Jason, and I remember seeing like makeup effects on a young actor, and like I thought there was a flashback. I
For
don't know.
this movie?
Yeah, for this movie, I don't know if those were just like effects tests that they like got revealed. I don't know if they were actually scenes that were shot. But I thought, like, at the time, I thought they were going to go a little bit more into his backstory, but they don't.
You don't really see his face clearly.
Yeah. So yeah, he comes back to life as a kid, I guess.
Yeah.
As a kid, well, that he died as a kid, so
Yeah.
unless he grew up in the water.
Now, if you read Friday the 13th expanded lore in the comic books, they decided, I don't know if you know this, Casey, but in Jason Goes to Hell, since there were Evil Dead props, they decided that Mrs. Voorhees, like the Jason we know, is actually a Deadite from Evil Dead, and Mrs. Voorhees summoned it from hell to be like her
What?
son. And that explains why he comes back to life. It's so
What?
stupid.
I,
But anyway,
I forgot about that.
I mean, at least it's an explanation. Friday the
Oh
13th Part
my.
2, they're like, he's
No.
back and he's a man. And everyone goes, wait, how?
We'll get to the ending of this one, but I'm just like, huh?
Yeah. So this is the opening title sequence to the prologue.
Yeah, prologue.
To the prologue.
I like Prologue.
I like Prologue. I like how they have all the titles like with the flashes of lightning.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
And then we flash forward to, I believe, 2008. I know it's a 2009 movie, but I think it's set in 2008.
Yeah.
6 months before the actual plot.
Yes,
happened.
yes. This is a whole, like, I thought this was
6
going to be
weeks.
the whole.
No, I thought it was 6 months.
6 weeks.
It was 6 weeks.
Thank God.
Yeah, 6 months.
6
She would have
months
looked. She would have looked very different with
That's
6
true.
months.
That's true. I wasn't paying attention. That
We got horny campers in the woods.
So many.
This feels very familiar.
Can I just say
Right.
that what was it the one main couple and he just like hits her butt and then she's like or something like that and she's like daddy like that daddy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just like
I have to tell you. So while I'm watching this,
Yeah.
I'm like the whole opening scene.
Yeah.
Well, this one. I'm like, okay, love this movie. Script's not that great. What's going on with the
No.
script? And I was like, there had to have been like improv happening. This can't
This
be real.
a lot of this movie does feel like improv.
Well,
Yeah.
they so what is it? What's the word? Sorry,
Yeah,
hold
think,
on.
think about it.
I
Think
was
about it.
telling him you could tell like Michael Bay. I don't know if he plays a part of this because most Michael Bay productions you have those busty women.
Oh yeah,
Trent,
the women were pretty good
I'm
in
not
this.
bringing up Transformers. Megan Fox. Yeah, she'll like.
He knows his ladies, but what's the word you're trying to think
Yes,
of?
I don't know the word, but I was validated after I watched a panel with 2 of the actors,
Yeah.
and they literally said the whole thing is pretty much improvised.
fe-
At least
like-
their
Okay.
scenes.
Like I said, a lot of even later scenes with like the Chewy guy,
Yeah.
who's like the best
Yeah.
character in the film. A lot of his stuff feels like improv, which I appreciate. It makes it feel more organic. I saw the writers; they wanted the characters to feel like real and talk like. Although some of the shit they say is ridiculous,
The actors seem like they're
especially
having a fun time at least.
especially Trent later on in the movie. But we'll get to his line.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah.
But they were all friends beforehand.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
that's what I learned from the movie.
So yeah, they're in the woods. They're looking for a camp to spend the night, but 2 of the guys are on their own secret mission. It's Richie, and the one guy's called Wade, but we'll call him Star Wars guy because he has a cool Star Wars shirt with the AT-AT walker
That's
on it.
right, yeah.
They're looking for
Who?
weed.
Is that the one with
The
the glasses?
nerdy guy with the glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just know
I-
him from She's the Man.
You know,
Oh, I don't know him in anything else. He just has a cool Star Wars shirt.
The only thing I related to the nerdy guy was that he was single.
Oh, come on.
And glasses.
And glasses, not even the
and
glasses.
And he was the only.
And you're a stoner?
person- No,
No.
I said the only thing. I didn't say I didn't relate completely with this guy.
But yeah,
I like rocks, so stone.
so yeah, they're on their own secret mission to find weed that they know has been planted there, but their coordinates are all off. I don't think they've told the other people
no.
about it.
But they're using GPS,
Yeah.
high tech.
High tech GPS. Whitney and her boy. Oh, wait. Sorry. So they find a camp. They set up a fire and everything. Star Wars guy is like, I think we found Camp Crystal Lake. And he tells them the whole backstory. And this feels like Friday the 13th part 2 when the guy's around the fire
Yeah.
telling the story. And no one ever goes, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense if he died as a kid. But anyway. But yeah, he gives the whole backstory.
It's like a ghost story around the campfire. Like,
Yeah.
people are just like, ah.
And he really wants to explore it, but no one else wants to explore it. Whitney and her boyfriend take off in the woods. She's worried because her mom's like sick. Her mom, like
Yeah.
we find out later, has cancer. And she's like, I feel bad abandoning my mom. And like her boyfriend's like, no, your mom told me to take you out of the house.
Yeah.
I
So
really hope she didn't leave her alone.
No, he says she's with a nurse.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, no, she
Okay.
has the nurse for the weekend. You're
I
fine.
just ditched my mom, you know.
Yeah. And then
Gotta have
he's
sex in the woods.
well, that's weird. He has that line where he's like,
Have sex with your boyfriend in a cramped little tent.
that line it had to be improv. That line delivery is so bizarre.
Had to have been. And he's from the remake of Halloween. He was Bob.
Oh, he was Bob and
I know.
Bob is like such a. Well, I guess both movies, Bob is such a nothing character. But yeah, Bob,
I thought you were going to say iconic.
I mean, Bob, like he shows up so late in both movies and he gets killed pretty quick.
Best Kel.
Yeah, I didn't
remember
realize
Bob.
that was him. Trying to think where these other actors.
Oh, they're all from something.
Yeah,
Ben Feldman's from The Good Place.
I didn't watch it. They're all
And
in
he's
stuff.
from The Perfect Man with Hilary Duff.
I'll be honest, I don't know any of the actors in this movie.
Such a great cast.
Casey, I like that.
the cast is great. I
Casey.
feel they all had fun. It seems.
Casey, I love that you were like, oh, Tony doesn't know The Good Place. He probably seen The Perfect Man with
No,
Hillary.
not The Good Place. I'm wrong.
What? Still, the fact they were like, "Oh, you don't know that? Oh, you probably know this," and it was something even more alien to me.
You know
He's
who
from
Hillary Duff is?
Superstore.
Superstore.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, not
Which I also
The Good
haven't
Place.
seen.
I also haven't seen it either.
Okay.
But Hillary Duff movie.
Have you seen
No.
The Perfect Man?
No, but I know who Hillary Duff is.
Oh yeah,
In your face.
yeah. We all know who Hillary Duff is.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
He doesn't.
It's Lizzie McGuire.
Yes.
Who? No, okay. I don't know who that is.
Lizzie McGuire phone case. But yeah, and then Wade is from She's the Man with Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, she's the man.
She's the man.
She is the man.
What a great movie.
Yes.
Rip off of Ladybirds. Anyway, that was a better movie. Anyway, they go off. They go wandering. Star Wars guy is nerding out about coordinates, but Richie's girlfriend is showing off her fake
like-
boobs.
Yeah.
And like,
oh my god.
and like oiling them up, and I'm like, these characters don't act like
I
humans.
feel like the
No.
oil plays a huge part for. what
Yeah, that
happens
oil
to her.
ends up being her undoing, I
I'm just
think.
like,
Smart.
But look, that was too much. I feel
Yeah, but like
that
while he's, I don't look. I've never been around a group that's like this. I don't think anybody.
look, cool guys. You don't hang out with cool
I'm saying
guys.
no. Again, single. But
You don't hang out with cool guys.
who?
Oh, fuck you. All right.
But I don't think any person I would know would like while someone's talking about coordinates and it's like their boyfriend's talking would just be like, oh, unbutton my shirt. Here's the oil.
I definitely flirt it with like a girlfriend or stuff in like public around people, but
Yeah, but
like
she's not, like,
never
taking out
her
it's never
shirt
gone
like this.
it's never gone tits out. I'm
She's
like,
not
what
like,
the-
she's
No.
not like, yeah, you want this? No.
if I had a girlfriend who did that while my friend was talking, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Put those away.
Put those away.
Put those away.
Get
Go.
out of here.
But I like that he can't like ignore the guy anymore. He's like, you need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
man."
Well, she does throw her bra at him, and he's
Yeah.
just like,
Oh my gosh.
which I was like, all right, he's cool. He's cool.
And then, you know what you're doing? You're motoring. What's your breath? That song got me in such a good mood. I forgot it was in this movie. I'm like, yeah.
I was like, why are they playing this song suddenly?
why?
Because they're gonna have sex, and then he starts singing. I'm like, oh, because he's stoning.
Yeah. But I was sitting there. I was because I did karaoke last night. I'm like, oh fuck, I should have sang that
saw that.
song.
That's a good one.
Well, I had to sing "Why Can't We Be Friends" because at the time of this recording, it's a few weeks from now. Who knows what's happened since then? But Riley and Vito and Mint Salad were all going at each other,
No.
and I just wanted the fighting to stop. Why can't we
Why
be friends?
can't we?
Well, you hit a
be
high note.
friends?
Spoiler: I thought there were way more lines in that song. But it's literally 2 lines, and then "Why can't we be friends" 6 times in a row, and then 2 more lines. "Why can't we be?" And then the end of the song is like 50. "Why can't we be friends?" I felt like such an
Oh,
asshole.
I know this because it plays at the bank. So if
I
anyone
hope
from my
now
job
when
is
it
watching-
plays at the bank, you hear my voice singing it. Why can't we? Anyway,
No.
so
Actually,
Star
yeah.
Wars guy finds the weed,
He's just like, oh,
He does
Oh.
indeed.
but
doesn't make that sound.
that was a gross sound that you just made. But then he finds Jason
With a sack.
with the sack over his head.
Yeah.
Although it's less of a, I don't know what that is.
It's a sack with one eye hole cut open.
with one eye. Well, obviously,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It was real.
Wrapped nicely.
Yeah, it is wrapped very nice compared to the original.
Right.
Which famously the original is the sackhead in the original kind of ripped off the town that dreaded sundown.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I think in the 3rd movie they were like, give him something else. We're getting yelled at.
I will say, this Jason seems to be the smarter of some of the other Jasons.
Yeah,
In
they
a
made
way,
him like
not the smart, like he's not a smart
Yes.
guy, but he's just like, oh,
He's a
I know what to
survivalist.
do.
yeah,
Yes,
he's a
that's the
survivalist.
word.
He's a hunter. He's
He
very
actually
territorial.
runs
Yeah.
And there's a theory that he kills all these people because that was his weed. And
Well,
they're
he didn't-
after it.
yes.
Well, he didn't kill the people who leaked the information, I guess, because these guys found out about it. So he must have dropped the bomb. Is that what he is? He just gets
Dropped the
stoned and
bomb?
thinks about his mom constantly.
Did
Like, I
he
miss
drop
you,
the
Mom.
bomb? Did he drop the bomb or did he drop the bomb?
But speaking of him running, he did run in the early movies. It wasn't
Yeah.
until like 6 they decided he was slow.
He's just, they were like, oh,
Yeah.
remember Michael Myers?
Yeah.
He
they were
also wears a mask.
Yeah.
Walking.
Um.
Which you know very well because
So,
Get that thing.
where are we at here?
It's been a while. My brain is fried.
I
I've been
was
so busy.
Lori.
Yeah, yes, that's the name.
So Whitney and her dude find Camp Crystal Lake, and they investigate. They find a locket with Jason's mother.
They don't really go into Camp Crystal Lake. They go into his house.
Well, I guess they had their own little cabin.
Yeah.
at the
They
camp.
look at Camp. He's like, "Should we go in?" She's like, "Now." And they're like, "All right," and they walk away.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cuts in this movie, by the way. They're just like, it's like this is happening. Now back to
Yeah,
sex.
they're constant.
Editor talk.
Huh?
Editor talk.
Yeah.
You would notice.
It's kind of you
I
know
love that.
when
I'm
they
just
cut
sitting there,
back
I'm
and
just like,
forth.
huh?
They find Jason's bedroom, and his name is on his bed, so you know that that's his bed, I guess. It reminds me of the live-action Casper, where Casper's uncles,
gosh,
the Casper's
yes.
uncles' beds all have their names on it. It's like, wait, that guy's name was Fatso in real life? Wow, his parents fucking hated him.
Yeah, sick sense of humor. I saw this in I was watching a Dead Meat video for this just because I was like trying to recap everything as well. And someone in the comments mentions that like he does have he as a kid I think he did use bow and arrows a lot, which will come up later.
Yeah, I think they hint to that
Yeah,
in
but
here.
like they don't say it, but they do show it
Yeah, I have it here. Richie and What's Her Tits are having sex in the tent.
with her tits.
But they think Wade is perving on them.
Yeah, and he's
It's
like,
like-
can I say the guy's just like, get out of here, Wade. All right, back to it. Like that did it.
No, but then she's like, he's probably watching. He's like, all right, let him watch. I don't care. He's like, no, we can't stop this. But she makes him go out there, and he goes to fight with Wade. And
And you're like, he's like, I don't want to go out there with a boner. That's
fair.
it's very immature in this movie.
fair, but I'm just like, and she's like, well, you're not getting any until you get him away.
But yeah, he finds Wade dead.
Yeah, and he's just like, Wade, and he runs away while I'm saying Wade.
Yeah, and then Jason kills Amanda really violently.
Yeah, he just
Oh, wow.
rips over the thing and grabs her.
He puts her in the sleeping bag, so you think you're gonna get the sleeping bag
Yep.
kill, but instead he like hangs her over fire.
Yeah.
And with the oil, it probably
Roasting
is really
her.
frying her.
Yeah, it's like frying her alive.
Because
I'm
you
like,
like seriously go,
that's like horrifying. I'm like, Jason's never really been this fucking brutal
Yeah.
before.
It's a shame
The
they were-
rotisserie.
it's a shame
But-
she wasn't
Kill.
laughing like those ones in Jason X. Like,
Remember, this is like when like the height of Saw, basically. So torture porn was really in, so they had to work in a little bit of this.
Yeah, Derek Maris did confirm that was an ode to the sleeping bag kill.
Yes. Richie
A
gets
lot
stu-
of odes, like you said,
yeah,
in this movie.
and homages and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Richie gets stuck in a bear trap.
Ooh.
Bear traps become a common thing in the Friday the 13th video game.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jason can leave them, or you can leave traps for Jason.
It'll slow him
Interesting.
down.
Yeah, so Jason, if you're playing as Jason, you can leave. I used to leave it around all the generators. So, because if you're a survivor, you have to turn on the generator, and I would just trap people in there and teleport and kill them.
Okay.
But you could also like undo them and then just leave them where you think Jason's gonna go.
Yeah.
Many
some
times.
people put them in like the doorways.
Did
I-
one just come out?
Video game.
Yeah.
There was a Texas Chainsaw
Killer-
game.
Oh,
Last
that's
year.
what I'm thinking. Because
Killer
Compton
Clowns.
was.
And there's a killer.
A
I'm not
voice
playing any of those games anymore. I just don't have time to get good at them. And then everyone stops playing after a few months, so it's like a waste
We'll
of time.
play Killer Clowns and we can lust over the clowns.
No, Friday the
Lust.
13th. Okay, yeah, pause. Go to patreon.com/hackthemovies. Listen to me and Jess's Killer Clowns from Outer Space commentary track where she reveals way too much of her clown fetish. Anyway,
And tell me which one you think is the hottest. It's Jumbo.
so yeah, the bear. So I liked how the game pulled from all Friday the 13th stuff, and the bear traps were like a big part of this. So he's stuck. Whitney and her dude find Jason's mom's head.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, in the wall. He's like,
Oh.
what's this?
He leaves him in
Oh.
the bathroom in the wall with like candles
The
around
fact
it.
that he saw something like with hair, he's like, oh, it's probably a doll. I'm like, I wouldn't even touch a doll.
Yeah, I know.
In the
Don't touch
There's
it.
probably
Yeah, I would not
mice and
reach
stuff.
my hand in a hole in the wall in a decrepit cabin. I would not do it.
Would I go discover the cabin? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it
would.
comes to holes in
But
the wall
that,
that I
no.
can't see, nah, not
Yeah,
doing
no.
it. But this is kind of tense. Jason starts like chopping
Yeah,
through the
you
floor.
like hear the door shut,
So
Yeah.
good.
and he's just like, ding.
Yeah, that was cool. He pulls her boyfriend into like what we find out are these underground tunnels he
Yes,
has.
yes, the tunnels.
The tunnels I think are fun because everyone always jokes how Jason kind of teleports in these movies. I like in this idea. It's like, oh, he's going through a tunnel and popping out somewhere.
This is man cave.
Yeah, so Whitney makes it back. Also, I think we forgot to mention the locket. They decide her boyfriend is just like, you look like this lady who was Jason's mom. So yeah, she's trying to save
brunette?
Richie. Huh?
Who is brunette?
Yes, the brunette. The worst Mrs. Voorhees, according to you two.
I didn't say.
Yeah, you said it the most. You said, I hate
You're
that.
right. Her hands weren't hairy enough.
Oh, that's right. In
How dare you?
The original Friday the 13th, the decapitated Mrs. Voorhees was a guy. So they put like her rings on him, but he didn't shave his arm.
What?
So when you watch the original Friday the 13th when Mrs. Voorhees' head's cut off, you just see this hairy guy's hand.
Ew.
And it's also when she's going through the forest and she's pushing back the leaves.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I never really noticed.
So
Yeah.
you think it's a guy. But it's just
Yeah, Whitney's trying to save Richie. He gets a machete to the head.
I love that he's just like looking up and it's just.
That was pretty
and
cool.
he's just like, oh.
And his eyes like go all out of whack. That was pretty brutal. Yeah.
She's just like, oh.
And this is the shot that was in all the trailers where she's like leaning back and he's
Yes.
like barreling toward her and puts the machete up.
I
And then
love
we get the
that cut.
title card, Friday the 13th, at 24 minutes into the movie.
Wow.
I don't know if this
that
is.
whole sequence though is very entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the latest a title card has ever been in a film. I have to look it up. Not every film has a title card. Sometimes they say before the end. But yeah, it's always awkward when you're watching a movie for a while and
Yeah.
then the title pops up. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I thought that was
yeah.
half the movie.
It didn't feel that long though.
Yeah.
But it had everything. It had kills. It had weed. It had
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah, it had
That whole opening feels like the most Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Around campfire.
Yeah.
There's boobs.
Then we get a new group of teens. And the main one is my boy, Travis Van Winkle, who plays Trent. I met the year
That face I made wasn't for the actor, it was for the character.
the year this came out, I met him at a convention.
No way!
Yeah, I took
That's
pictures.
so cool.
I got my picture with it. It was around 2009, I think.
That is so cool.
And I was like, dude, you were awesome in Friday the 13th.
yes, you have to put that up if you have a picture.
He plays a very good character in this movie.
Yes.
Like, I hate him so much in this movie. Not the actor.
I want to talk about him more, but Jess, where did you recognize him from?
It took me a second, but you asked me. You should have told me this before. It was Transformers.
He's Megan
yes.
Fox's douchey boyfriend in the first Transformers.
He just plays a douchebag.
And he's in
all the time.
Fubar.
Yes, I only got 2 episodes into that disaster.
I only got one.
You gave up?
got
Oh,
zero.
yeah.
Did.
Yeah, no, don't feel guilty about that.
It was the lipstick vibrator for me. I had to stop.
What show is this? Fubar?
Fubar, the Arnold Schwarzenegger show. It's
Yeah.
basically Arnold doing True Lies again, but not as good.
haven't even
It's
seen True
terrible.
Lies.
I think Gil, when we covered it on a live recap, he's like, the script feels like it's written by Chat GPT, the way they're all talking.
It probably is.
Yeah, it probably is. Anyway, so yeah, we get Travis Van Winkle as Trent. So his character and the guy in part 7 who had the sweater, I think they were the inspiration for Chad in the video game, who was my favorite character. He was the
Isn't he
douchiest
one
guy in the
isn't he
video
the one
game.
that just goes,
Yeah, he
in the
was the
opening
douchiest guy.
cutscene?
I exclusively played as Chad in that episode, in that game. Then
Right.
we also have Lawrence, the guy who accuses everyone of being racist. Chewy, the
See
Asian,
the black guy.
yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
Chewy, the Asian wagggy guy, who was the best character in the
He's
He's
film.
the best. He's from Disturbia.
can I
Is
say
he?
that those two?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
what's that say that the writers didn't give them girlfriends, huh?
They tried.
What?
They tried to hook up with the one girl.
Yeah,
But no.
he drank out of a shoe, so I don't blame her.
But yeah, he's
They
from
are great.
Disturbia.
What'd you
Please
call it?
They're
cover
my
that.
favorite.
Chewy does have a cameo in Nightmare on Elm Street, the
Oh, yeah.
remake. Yeah.
He's in that as well.
Yes. Then we have Nolan, who hates Christmas. He has a shirt that just says "fuck Christmas"
Oh yeah.
on it.
No.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was like, what? I was watching.
He's from That's So Raven. He
Okay.
was in the group Boys. No, not Boys to Men.
You know, Casey.
Men, ABC,
I can't name the members of Boyz II Men, but just based off memory, I don't
say?
think he was in that band.
Can I say that song also plays at my band?
he was in Boys to Motion.
Okay.
That is really
Boys
cool.
in Motion.
What is
we
that?
are the boys. Boys in Motion.
Is this a
we
Disney
give you
Channel
our
thing?
devotion. Yes, That's So
Okay.
Raven. And he was on the show Party Down.
Okay.
I have more.
I heard Party Down was good,
Party Down was hilarious.
but I never actually watched it. I hear it's
Great.
really good.
What about Party Up?
It was like Office kind of.
No, it's a different
I
thing.
know.
Then we have the insanely hot Bree and Chelsea. One of these was a Playboy Playmate.
Really?
Yeah. Major babes.
Which one was Willa Ford?
I don't remember.
Because she sings, I want to be bad, make you feel so
Wait,
good. Iconic song.
Which
that
call
also
it?
Disney?
That
was
might have
fangirling.
been
What?
Chelsea.
Was that also Disney?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
I
what
think
it is
Chelsea
anymore.
is that the Will.
The one that is on the water.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the Chelsea character.
Didn't know
And
she was
Trent's
an
girlfriend is Jenna, played by Danielle Panabaker from the Flash TV show.
She's so pretty.
She
Does
was
she
also
still
in,
act?
huh?
Does
Yeah.
she still act?
Yeah.
I know her
mostly,
sister doesn't.
mostly like TV stuff, but she was also in.
Disney's Read It and Weep.
No, she was in Piranha 3 Double D.
I would like to point out I was a Nickelodeon kid and a Cartoon Network kid.
And if I remember right, I think me and her have the same birthday.
Huh.
Yeah,
Cool. Mine is Justin Long.
yeah, we talked about that in the Jeepers Creepers
I forget
episode.
what mine is. I think it's Johnny Depp, but I could be completely wrong. But if I'm wrong, don't accuse me. That's just my bad memory.
All right, so at the store they see Jarrett Padalecki from
Oh, yeah, we can't forget him.
from Supernatural.
He's so hot.
He plays Clay, and he's looking for his sister Whitney. So he's kind of like the guy from Part 4 who was trying to avenge his sister from Part
Yes.
2's death.
He was the first celebrity I saw working on the Warner Brothers lot.
Yeah, and he's pretty good in this movie. Okay, there are some awkward shots in this film, and the camera angle on the clerk is one of them where it just looks the focus is too soft.
Oh yeah. But
Did anyone notice that?
Yeah.
They're
It's just like,
they're
just like,
random.
oh, I'm sorry about your sister.
Yeah,
He didn't sound like that, by the way. but-
yeah, there are random moments throughout the film where the focus is just really soft, and one of them is like every time they cut back to the clerk, I'm
like
like, why
blurry
is this
everywhere
look
else
blurry?
but
What's
him.
going on
Yeah.
here?
Is it his eyesight? Jared,
Though
I
no.
was doing the camera work.
Jared Padalecki.
But
So yeah.
when they're in the shop, Trent's just like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to buy this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck
He's like,
your
"Hey, man,
sister."
We have all day. Who cares about your missing sister? I gotta buy some beer.
Such
All
a
right,
jerk.
buddy.
He is such a Darren, a male Karen, a Ken.
Oh.
I should know. I work
Darren.
in customer service.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's his mission. There's already some. So we've established some tension between him and Trent. Jenna
Yeah.
is sympathetic toward him.
Yeah.
Then we
As
find.
you should be. Even
Yeah.
even the clerk's just like, I would, but like you have to ask the manager. You know, Trent's just like, hey, fuck you. I have to go to my daddy's cabin.
I like that he leaves a flyer on the car.
Yeah.
That was fun. Which got we find out he has a run-in with the cops. The cops are a little annoyed with him. And they're like, dude, we did a whole search and everything. Like, we tried. There's no evidence of them. They obviously didn't search that hard.
No, because everyone else finds the cabin.
Yeah, everyone else
Yeah.
finds the cabin really easily. Or maybe they search the cabin, but Jason's like,
Well, did Clay ever say where his sister was? Like, did she ever know where she was? Like, other than the area, but
I think he just knew it was the Crystal Lake area, but they
yeah,
weren't
but
like
I'd say
specific.
probably like people.
Yeah.
we see later when he goes to his one house.
Because they were kind of doing it secretly, those two guys.
Yeah,
They didn't
so
want
like that's
people
why
to
I'm
know.
like
Yeah.
maybe he wasn't sure. So like you can't really blame the cops there. The cops did the best they could.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were kind of estranged too. He mentions. Like him and
Yeah,
his
he
sister.
mentions later that they
too.
were estranged,
Yeah.
but he tells him it's like maybe she ran away, and this is when he's like, "That my sister spent like every day with my mother, and she didn't show up for the funeral. Like that's not like her.
Yeah.
Something happened."
And this is in New Jersey, at least in the movie.
Yes, because the original one took place in Jersey. We went to
We
the
went to it.
we
That's
went
so
to the we did the Crystal Lake tour at the camp there a
Yeah,
few
they
years
told us
back.
the water was
Awesome.
filled with leeches.
Yeah,
Why was that what I
Ew.
remembered?
I think so. I don't know why you
I don't
remember
know.
that
I
specific
have a
detail.
picture of me. They put an axe on the pillow where what was it like Kevin Bacon was killed.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
So I just have a picture of myself, which by the way I have all this merch that I bought there because it was really cold that night. So
Yeah, we were.
But I-
Johanna still wears the sweater from that night.
oh, it was so good. But
Did you stay there?
No. You just
it's a
tore
cool
it.
place, but they had like it was like they tucked this axe into a blanket. So I can take a selfie. I'm like,
Oh, and then they have the arrow in the door, and you dabbed next to the
yeah,
arrow in
and
the
then
door.
and it fell out. That place is really cool because during the summer they do like was it like nonprofits?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I just want to shout out this place. I forget what it's
Yes,
called.
shout it out.
Tony, put
Oh,
the name.
no, I have it here. Crystal Lake Tours. It's at Camp Novi Bosco.
Yes.
In,
yes,
Jersey.
they do like they take donations that way kids who have families are like
No one ever has like
Like-
douchey Jersey accents in this.
no.
I want.
All they have
to.
is a douchebag and his name is Trent.
By the
You
way,
wouldn't
this
even
is
think
like,
it's Jersey.
this is like the. I feel like is this right? Oh, this might be right before Jersey Shore. Oh fuck.
Snooky.
If this came out 2 years
was
later,
Snoop
this would have been all Jersey Shored up.
No, I think it was around the same time.
Oh yeah.
They might have been making it before.
Yeah.
Look, I was in
Jersey Shore,
elementary
though.
school and there were kids in 5th grade that were just like, "Oh, we watched the Jersey Shore." I'm like, "I'm good."
Hey, Vinny's nice. I hung out with Vinny. Anyway,
Paulino?
I hung out with him too.
He's
But
cool.
Vinny from the Jersey Shore, I hung out with.
Not
So
in the
yeah,
creep off anymore, by the way, but check them out. I had it.
they go to the cabin, and wouldn't you know it, there's no signal at the cabin.
What? That was like me at the beach this weekend.
Aw.
I didn't really care. I was at the beach.
When cell phones became a thing in horror movies, they always had to throw that line out. They're like, yep, there's just no
Like
signal.
the first thing they said when they get out of the
They
car,
had
like,
to.
no.
Yeah. So yeah, I do like when the girl assumes that the black guy does rap music. He's like, don't put me in a box. Why are you doing this? And she's like, okay, what kind of music is it? He's like, it's rap. Like,
He's from Final Destination 5.
he did look familiar.
Yes.
He did look familiar. Is he also in the Percy Jackson movies?
Oh, I
He
don't
looked
know.
like the goat guy from Percy Jackson, but I could be wrong.
I've only seen the first one.
Wait.
I've only seen the first
Wait,
one.
saying it looks like a goat?
No, I think he looks
The
like
greatest of all
actor.
time?
Oh,
Gotcha.
Oh, my God.
I'm just like
That was
derailing
good.
this. Thanks, man. Lady.
So Jenna calls him out later for this, but like, why did Trent invite all these guys
Yeah.
to his house when he's like super anal about
Ugh.
it?
He's like, hey,
Such
hey,
a
feet off
jerk.
the table.
He's like, could you not do that? Could you not do that? Could you please stop? Don't do that. Don't
Don't
do
do
that.
that. Oh, guys, we gotta clean up around here. What?
Ugh. And then Clay goes to question the weirdest old lady in the world.
Yeah, why?
Jane missing. She's dead.
I don't know.
And her,
Why
and
is
her
she
adorable
there?
pupper.
Yeah, her adorable pupper. But yeah, she's like, he's like, hey, you know, my sister went missing. I just wanted to see if you saw her. And he's like, she ain't missing. She dead.
It was ham or
I
something
was like,
that.
is she a cameo from one of the movies?
I tried to see if she was in anything else.
Yeah.
There are some shots in this movie where they like some of the like older people or like adults, like they just zoom in on them. I'm like, are they a cameo?
I
Are
thought
they
like
a cameo?
I'm like, was she in the Texas Chainsaw movie? But I
Yeah,
don't think
no.
so. So yeah, that was a little bizarre. Yeah, so it seems like she knows who Jason is for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like, who is it? And then she just
walks
walks
away.
away. I'm just like,
Yeah, that was not
lady,
needed.
lady,
Maybe
he asked you a
she's-
question.
She feels like she's related to the old lady in Jeepers Creepers.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Jeepers Creepers, if there's any other cast that I'd like to meet at a convention, it's this one.
Her?
No,
Wait.
I wanna
this
meet
cast in this movie.
Oh,
And
okay.
they
yeah.
started doing conventions.
Oh, yeah.
So
I wanna. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I want to meet Matthew Lillard. And I would be like, you were great.
Well, Jess, if you want to wait 10 hours in his line at Monster Mania, you can. By the way, we're going to be at or Hack the Movies will have a booth at Monster Mania.
I'll be there. I want to go.
Who will be there? I don't know. But
I tried to go last year. I was like, hey, is the ticket still available? And you just ghosted me. You didn't.
I was going to say, like, that doesn't sound like.
But I came up here to record something and I was just like, hey, what is everything like? You didn't have a ticket. And you're like,
no.
oh, I didn't see the text. I'm
My
not
bad.
outing Tony. It was an honest mistake.
My
in the
bad.
mountains. I was in the mountains.
Listen, we will be at Monster Mania in November at Oaks. And then there's also going to be a Crypt video rental thing at the brewery in October, like October 4th, I think,
I
that
think
weekend.
so.
Yeah, so that's where you will find us. But anyway,
I
back
want
to
to go
this.
to more events for you guys. But
I want to do more events. This drive-in this year was a lot of fun.
so much
All those
fun.
events were fun. Okay, so then Trent won't spend time with Jenna because his friends are ruining the house. And she calls him out on it. She's like, let's go on a hike. He's like, no, I can't. Then he's like, well, maybe I can. So she's like
maybe we can
teasing
do
him.
some other exercise.
And then Clay questions a weird dude in a barn who's throwing things into a wood chipper to set up that there's a wood chipper. And he tells him that he hasn't seen Whitney, but he's seen a bunch of weed and he wants to sell it. He found Jason's weed. But he also mentions that someone's been stealing kerosene around there.
Whoa.
So yeah, we've established
The
the
details.
the wood chipper and the kerosene. Then we get back to the thing. Jenna calls Trent out for being a bitch about the house.
Yeah.
I do like that Nolan and Chelsea are gonna go to the boat. I do like this because as a guy, I haven't been as blatant as this dude, where the girl's just like, "Do you guys want to come with us?" And then I have to like look at my friends and be like,
Yeah, but he's just like,
"I'm like, no, don't come with us."
and he's going
Yeah,
like
I did
this.
it.
He's going like this.
To my credit, I've never like was behind a girl going like this to
Yeah,
my
how
friend.
old are they? My gosh.
Yeah, they seem like they're a few years too old to be acting
Yeah,
like
Also,
this.
the fact
Like
that
that.
she didn't notice that they were both like looking at him behind her, like not even looking at her, and she's just like, "What's he doing? What's he doing?"
So Trent's trying to
Is he
prove to
air
Jenna
humping
that
me
he's
again?
Trent's trying to prove to Jenna that he's not uptight, so he lets them take the car.
Yeah.
But then that gives them a reason
If
to
you
not.
take the boat, I swear to
Yeah,
God.
he's like, don't take the boat.
I only drive the boat.
And then right away he's like, of course I'm gonna drive the boat.
And he's like driving, he's like going over bumps, and she's
Yeah.
just like, "Why? You're crazy." If I were friends with this guy and he was like, "Don't do this," I'm like, "Well, I'm fucking doing this." Like, fuck you,
This is
man.
R.
Huh?
Is this R?
Oh, this is very R. And
Yeah.
by the way, I
Long
watched
titties.
Just wanted to make sure.
I watched the killer cut, the special extended version of it.
Was there any difference?
I don't remember the versions enough. I don't remember the theatrical version enough. I've only been watching this the last few years.
Well.
So back at the barn guy is getting high and looking at old porno mags.
Yeah.
Oh, I remembered why I didn't like this scene.
He's so perverted in this.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an alternate version of the scene. I'll explain it afterwards.
No.
He hears a sound upstairs and he thinks it's the guy who's stealing kerosene. And when he gets up there, he runs into a mannequin.
Was it like Janet?
Yeah.
Or whatever her name
that
is.
he had a relationship with. He lost his virginity to him. I don't think you could lose your virginity to a mannequin.
Unless you really cut a hole in the bottom.
Ew,
Yeah, but I
stop
don't think
it.
that's really losing your virginity.
I don't think it counts either way. I'm sorry. Stop it.
Yeah, it
You're
can't
trying to
count.
justify.
No, but like,
Yeah.
I can think of a few ways, but like, it doesn't count.
Well, he's not able to relive those happy memories because Jason kills him. I do like
how many times I was like, bitch.
I do like when they're fighting a little bit and the mask, the sack comes off. We see a little bit of his
Yeah.
face, not too much.
That ain't right.
I was surprised we saw it so early.
Yeah. I remember that year or the year after, probably at that same Monster Mania where I met the Trent guy, they had like a huge big bust of the Derek Mears
Wow.
face.
That's so cool you met
That's
him,
cool.
especially
Yeah.
when it came out.
Yeah, so they kind of based it off the part 2 look with the long hair and everything mixed with the part 4 look, which looked like an older version of the kid Jason from the first one because that's the
Right.
one where Tom Savini came back. It looks like a good Jason. His neck's a little weird, but other than
Yeah.
that, he looks like a cool Jason.
It's kind of in the dark, so you really can't tell.
Yeah. They don't linger on it a lot.
Yeah.
That was one. Yeah, that was weird that they show it early, but like a lot of times, Jason movies, they would like unmask him at the end. This one doesn't really go.
No,
for
and there
that.
is an explanation for that.
Okay.
And I'll save it.
Yeah, with the water at the end. Oh,
So after he kills him, he's going to pick up his sack, and then he sees something. And
oh I
he
like
turns-
that.
Yeah, he pulls this blanket over, and he sees the hockey mask, and we get the. Did you not like this review?
No, I'm just like, why? Why is it there?
I just think it's
Well,
funny.
there was a bunch of junk in that.
Yeah.
I
there was
just
like a
think
bunch of
it's
junk in that
funny
attic.
That he just sees the mask. He's like, oh yeah, this. I like this. And then he probably took the mannequin and brought it back with him.
And that's how Jason got his mask. Do you want to hear the alternate version?
Yeah.
yes.
So the guy comes back. He's smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at porno magazines, and he's licking them this time.
He
did
did in
do
that.
this
He
one.
did. Okay,
At
so they.
least I watched it on HBO Max.
Okay, so they
No,
kept
he
it the
does.
same.
It's definitely where the JJ is.
So that part's the same, but then he
anything.
finds the mask in like an old locker, and he just puts it on,
Okay.
and he's just like smoking with the mask, and then Jason just. Not being sneaky at all, just walks down with the kerosene. And he's like, "You're that guy! You're an asshole!" And Jason like touches his head and just chops his head off.
I love it.
And then just decides he's like, "I like this mask. I'm gonna keep it." And he
Yeah.
just switches.
It smells like my weed. I like it.
Yeah, both are pretty stupid.
Either way, he just sees the mask. He's like, oh yeah, I'll go with that. For the
Because what was
fans.
it? In the original, the part 3, he took the mask to pretend to be that guy who was wearing masks
Yeah.
throughout the whole film.
I just
And then I
went with
guess he
that.
just decided, he's like, I like hockey masks. We're going to keep it.
This one, he's just like, oh yeah.
It's
glow
a
up
good look for
time.
him. Clay gives a little bit about his backstory.
Yeah.
How he was estranged from his family. He took off at 17.
Would you walk with a random man this long?
Oh,
In the
if
woods?
he's that
Yes.
hot- If he's that hot, yeah.
Oh, okay, you have a point.
Also, I think we skipped the part where he comes to like Trent's house. That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So,
Oh, yeah.
He goes to Trent's house. Yeah, we totally skipped over that. He goes to Trent's house. He doesn't realize it's
Yeah.
Trent's house.
And the one girl, she's like videotaping. She's like, this is interesting because she wants to get in
Yeah.
Trent's pants
Yeah.
for some reason.
But yeah, Jenna's like, yeah, come on in. Let's give you food. It's like, lady, you know you're starting a fight.
Even Clay says, he's like, I don't think your boyfriend would be happy with this. And
Yeah.
she's like, nah, it's fine.
And Trent's like, I'm not happy with this. But then he's like, all right, I'm going to look. She's like, hey, I'll go with you because these hoes ain't loyal. Am I right? Am I right? As much as they
Trent's
try to
one
make
of those hoes.
they try to make Trent seem like a bad guy later. It's like, well, his girlfriend just took off with a stranger.
He has a point of not letting him in the house.
Yeah. No,
We
I
don't
agree.
know this guy.
But because it's just, that's all Jenna because even Clay's like I said, he's just like, I don't. She's like, no.
Yeah.
I also can't believe he's had this cabin for years and have never known about Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh
Or
yeah.
maybe it's his dad.
Well,
I'd
they-
like to dive into that.
I guess it's been shut down since the 80s, and he only goes there like for the
and
summer.
they've never been killed.
The only reason he's there is just to flex his daddy's wealth.
Well, I don't think his family just owns it. I don't think they hang out with the
Okay.
locals. I think they
Yeah.
just go up there for like vacations.
Because like clearly he doesn't. He doesn't take his friends up there rarely because he's like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is my dad's. This is my
Yeah.
dad's.
But then, what you call it? So yeah, then we fast forward. Clay's talking about how he's doing this out of guilt. Then we have a girl who's what you call it? Chelsea's wakeboarding naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you do.
God,
Well,
God bless you,
topless.
Michael Bay.
Topless.
Topless, yes.
They're nice.
Yeah, and I'm back at the cabin. They're playing beer pong, and they have to shoot the boot.
Ugh.
Yeah, I wanted to throw up when I saw
Ew.
that.
Yeah.
I would never in a million years. I did some gross stuff in college to get drunk. I never went that far.
I was like wondering, I'm like, why would they make these characters single? And I see that, I'm like, well, that makes sense for why he's single.
Then Logan gets an arrow to the head,
Yeah.
and Chelsea gets a boat to the face.
yeah.
And she's like swimming away.
Yeah.
And then she sees Jace. She's like, what?
he gets the arrow and's like, what?
Yeah. I love it's like
Huh?
boom, and then he goes, huh? It's the
But that's like
greatest-
what I was saying before. They see the arrows in his bedroom.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw it, I'm like, why did he just bow and arrow? Okay.
Well, Mrs. Voorhees used bow and arrows.
Yeah.
In the first one, she used a bow and
He
arrow.
doesn't he also? No, he uses like a.
He uses everything.
He uses a what you call it, a crossbow,
A crossbow, yeah.
or a harpoon or something in
Still good
part
aim.
three. Part 3, yeah. So yeah, she's trying to get away from him.
Yeah, she like goes underneath the dock.
Yeah, she swims away to the dock, and then Jenna and Clay find Camp Crystal Lake, and they're like, "Well, maybe my sister's here." And then we go back to Chelsea under like the pier or whatever.
I love that.
This scene
Yeah.
I saw when I was younger.
I like this where he's above. It kind of reminds me of Aliens when Newt's hiding under the grate and the
yeah.
Queen's above. I kind of like that where you just see little glimpses of
she
him,
does have like a sigh. She's like, okay, I'm safe.
and then knife through the head, and we had to see her boobs one more time.
Yeah, Jason's like, let's lift her up, and there she goes.
It was very tastefully done.
yeah, all the scenes are memorable.
Yeah.
She was originally just supposed to like drown. He was just gonna leave her there to drown. It
I
was gonna
think
be a
this is
little bit more
better.
brutal. Yeah, they decided.
We
Now,
also
Yeah.
we get more boobs.
of course, I'm sure that was a no.
Michael Bay. That was Michael Bay's
They
one
really
note.
knew what worked about those early films.
They did. They-
Like, look, all these teens are having premarital sex. Jason's not about that.
So yeah, Jenna and Clay are investigating the cabin, and then they hide from Jason. They're like, "Someone's coming. We have to hide." I'm like, "Why would your
Yeah.
mind go immediately there?" But
right, and it's already dark.
yeah, but I'd be like, "Oh, someone's coming. Like, hey, have you give him a flyer?" It's like they just hear someone coming, and they're like, "We have to hide." It's not like they saw him carrying corpses. Then I'd be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we should probably hide
They
from
just,
this
they just
guy."
hear like a little rustling, and they're just like, huh?
Yeah.
Hide.
The way he was carrying those corpses was how I was carrying my groceries the other day.
Just like this.
Yep, exactly.
Jason finds Clay's bag and then goes in hunting mode.
Well,
like he like turns the lights
They're
on.
under the canoes, and he just drops like.
He
was,
starts tossing canoes left
well,
and
no,
right.
he does that, but he drops the body in front of them, and they're just like.
Yeah,
But,
that
like,
was cool.
The
That
fact
was
that
cool.
they just went, like, didn't even scream. I would have been like, oh, I would have been dead. I would have been like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god.
So they flee, but as they're fleeing, they have like there's like a little tripwire that's like a little warning
Yeah.
in the basement. So Whitney turns out she's alive.
Yeah.
And she hears that and just starts screaming for help, but they can't find her. So she's being held prisoner. Jason comes back. He's sharpening his machete. I don't know if this is only an extended cut, but we find out that the machete he's using through a series of flashbacks is the one that killed his mom. Was that in your version?
Oh,
That was
probably.
Yeah.
shown in the beginning, I think, because he picks up the machete.
Well, yeah, but I guess they reiterate it here. They like remind you
I don't
here.
remember him sharpening the machete.
Yeah, he has like a big wheel and he's sharpening the machete, and then he has like a little breakdown. He starts trashing the place, but then Whitney like calms him down because she looks like his mom.
Yeah.
I don't remember that from the one I watched at least.
Maybe that is just the
Maybe it's just
extended
his-
one.
Probably. And no one's
But I
concerned.
remember he's.
Huh?
I was like,
It's okay. No one's concerned about Danielle Panabaker.
No one cares about.
No one's concerned
I was like,
about her
oh.
with this random man.
They're like, yeah, hope she has fun.
But with what was it like the scene that we saw, like she's like trying to like unlock her
Oh,
James.
no, that's later. That's later.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, that's
because,
later.
Well, no, because he throws the backpack.
Yeah, and
towards
she
her.
finds the GPS in there.
And she's
Yeah, but she doesn't unlock it till later.
Yeah.
No, but she doesn't. But Jason comes up and she's like, Jason. And he goes, huh? Mom? Mommy?
Yeah, he knows it's not his mom. He's just keeping her around because she looks like his mom. No.
And she looks great for 6 weeks being there.
Yeah.
Does he feed her? Like,
I
have
assume he
questions?
does. I don't know if he
What?
does.
I feel like
Casey, you tend to
McDonald's?
die if you don't eat within like
I feel
2
like
weeks.
he threw her the bag
Yeah.
in case it had food in it.
Oh.
Maybe that's what he was doing.
Maybe.
Ew.
What you call it?
Just like,
But yeah,
hey.
then she picks the locks after he leaves.
Yeah.
She picks the locks and she gets free. She finds dead bodies in a room. He's got a dead body room.
This I think is from the
No,
extended
this
cut.
is not.
This is from
Okay,
the
then this is the
extended
extended cut. She
Wow,
finds like
yeah.
the
cut. He
room
doesn't
where
get
he
out.
Yeah.
The version I saw, she just is like, Jason. He goes, huh? And he just is like, whatever. And he walks away. That's,
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to Clay and
Yeah.
Jenna, and they're just like,
Well, no, then she picks the lock. She like goes and she like bumps into the room full of dead bodies.
Whoa.
I feel like I have seen this version before. I just don't.
No,
Maybe I borrowed it from you.
maybe. But yeah, she gets free. She makes it up into the woods. Runs away.
Wow. That is the end of the movie.
Is
She doesn't run away.
yeah,
Yeah, no way.
She runs into the woods. She meets up with them later.
No, she doesn't.
No, not in our
Wait,
version,
so,
man.
wait, in your version, is she in the basement the entire?
Yeah, until
Oh,
the end, yeah.
okay. So the extended version, she escapes.
Whoa.
We are like, this is a messy
Yeah,
review.
I'll let you know when they decide to bring her character
Okay.
back. Wow.
Yeah.
I really have only been watching this version. Okay.
Good thing we're here. Us two blondes.
Yeah. So she makes it to the woods. And I have it here. Bree looks so fucking hot.
The blonde?
The girl who's dancing.
Oh yeah, the one who's just like,
The one who's still
she's
alive,
playing
who's
it.
not the other two.
Yeah.
And
the
I
other two are-
understand Chewie simping for her. I would too.
he's
He
got
tried.
those low cut jeans.
Yeah, it's
shorts.
so Y2K.
Yeah, it really is.
I was like looking at them like those are really.
And the
low.
boys' hair. All of their hair.
Yeah, I never had that hairstyle that they
The
had.
shaggy.
Wait, I might have at one point. It wasn't a common hairstyle for me. I had the shittiest hair in my like 20s. So that's fine. After a few years, I'm like, fuck it, just gonna have long, shitty, curly hair that I don't do anything with. That'll look great.
When I was a kid, I had bowl cuts. So it was fine.
Same.
Yay!
Wait, you both had bowl cuts?
I did.
I did, or at least it was
Please,
like, it was
please,
like-
you two need to find bowl cut pictures
you
of
My
had-
me.
hair wouldn't grow.
You'll get a bowl cut picture of child Jess.
I need
with
Jess
awful,
and Casey bowl
send
cut
it to
with
you.
pictures.
awful teeth. I was like,
Yeah, I had braces.
Look like Children of the Corn or Village
Look,
of the
I know what-
Damned.
I would say at least I smiled. No offense to my brother, his smile was like this. He was like,
I gotta find the picture of me as a clown, where apparently I moved too much, so the makeup was all uneven, and I just look super miserable. Anyway, yeah, Chewie tries to flirt with her by like lighting his drink on fire, but then she makes him burn his lips.
yeah.
He breaks the chair, and Trent has a hissy fit.
Trent's like,
Yes, he's
"Oh,
such a
no,
party
it was-
pooper.
It's a family
Family
heirloom.
Ugh.
And then I like what's his face? He goes, "It's an ugly fucking chair,"
Okay,
which it is.
sorry,
Is
I
that
was
your
just-
Stanley over there?
Both of them are.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
my Stanley.
Miss
I've
Stanley
been on
girl.
TikTok too much and on Book Talk that I
Really?
just read. I've just become a true white girl.
Yeah, I'm just drinking out of red Solo.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Cheers.
So yeah, Trent is stressed out about this chair. He's very upset, but
It's a
Bree knows how to make him feel better.
Boobs.
Chewie goes to the shed to find tools to fix the.
I like when he's going to the show. He's like, "I'm Trent. I do.
Yeah,
whatever.
again, ad libbing. All of this feels ad
This
lib.
chair was the chair that my dad used to smack me on my butt, or whatever he said.
Also, that is a really big house. Why would you leave your liquor in a cabinet in the shed? That was weird.
Yeah.
Maybe the dad came up and was like, "I know my son's coming up here." And
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I do like when he goes in there. It's like most people, because the shed's big. He's like, people will call this a house.
Yeah.
It's a huge shed. So Trent and Bree are having sex, and he has the line here: "Your tits are stupendous." Gentlemen, I just want to let you know, use that line. Works every time. Girls love it. Girls love it, right? You all agree, right? That line's great. Go try it with your girlfriend right now. Try it, and you're going to come back and be like, Tony, That was a good line. It really worked. You won't get any weird looks or anything.
I think he might have been a virgin before this scene.
The way he's talking, it
Like,
makes it seem.
You have great
Not
nose
that that's
placement.
bad.
Also, she looks like she's doing most of the work there. So yeah, I kind of
right.
believe
She's
that.
filming him.
Like, it's this whole movie, very memorable.
You have
Yeah.
great
I
nipple
remember
placement.
this scene,
Yeah.
and she's filming it.
Yeah, she's
Ooh, that
filming
came into
it,
play later.
but also has it hooked up to the TV so
you
she
can
can
see-
watch it in real time.
No, how
But,
old
like,
are these
They're
people?
not even like. She's just filming his face,
Yeah.
and she's like, yeah, I know everything. Like she says.
Oh yeah, she's very.
She's like, your boobs are great.
She has
you have
a
great
big-
nip-
she
you
has
have
a
great
big
nipple
so-
placement, and she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, I
She has
do.
great self-esteem.
Him and boobs, my goodness.
Like, who says that?
Hey,
That's
guys.
the line that I'm stuck on is you have great nipple placement. I'm like, what?
That's what I said to him when I took the picture with him. Like that line was so funny.
Did he improv that?
Maybe
Had to have.
it feels like a
Or
weird
maybe
thing
he
to
just-
write.
Maybe he just saw it with the
Weird.
actress, and he's like, wow, she really does have great nipple placement.
So Lawrence feels left out because he's horny. He decides he's going to crank it to middle-aged ladies in sweaters in a Sears catalog.
But he's very uncomfortable.
And I'm
with the
like,
deer.
your friend could come in any time right now.
I know.
Good thing he's dead.
He is more worried about the deer head. He's like turns around.
Yeah.
Then Clay and Jenna come back.
Yeah, they come in and interrupt.
Has
Whoa.
the other guy been killed yet?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. So they come in and interrupt. They're like, "Oh, there's a killer. We had to call the cops." So they call the cops. Jenna's trying to warn Trent. She knows they're having sex. She doesn't seem
Yeah.
to care in the
No.
least. Again, she was
it seems
kind of
like-
trying to cheat on Trent with the other guy.
Yeah,
but she's
that-
like, "Guys, I know you're having sex. Just please listen to us."
And he's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We're back to it, baby. His whole
Look.
whole
Daniel
scene with that-
Panabaker is like beautiful, but in the moment, if I had the option, I'd pick the other one too. So I see where he's coming from. But what were you saying?
I know. I was just saying, like his whole lines in like the whole scene. It's just, I'm like,
I think they're great.
I'm
They're all
like-
winners.
I'm like,
Okay. So, oh wait, no, we're not there yet. Okay. So they ignore Jenna's warning. Jason is spying on them having sex. Is that in your version? He just goes up
Yeah.
the window
Yeah.
and
It's like,
he
well-
watches them have sex and he's like, "I'll get back to it later." He's
Yeah.
a gentleman. He lets them finish.
can I just say, side note? I feel like these two, Trent and what was it, Bree,
Yeah.
have done this before.
Yeah, maybe it's
Because it's-
implied that they were doing
Because
something.
like she just instantly like, come on, let's go, and he's just like, okay.
Yeah, there wasn't any like
Like
kind
just
of like.
instantly, I'm like, oh, that's probably. I'm just thinking like he's cheated on.
Yeah,
her
they were
before.
probably cheating on.
She's
it,
she's probably
Wait,
just like.
What's that thing going around right now? Very demure.
Oh
Cutesy.
God.
What's the
Makeup,
other word?
Very, very meek, very demure, or whatever it is.
What's
Demure.
the other word?
Mindful.
Very mindful. That
very
was
demure.
Jason watching them. Very mindful, very demure. I'm going to come back to this.
Well, no,
You
he-
hated that, whatever.
Listen,
that was-
let me just say right now, none of you are demure. You're just annoying. Anyway, not you guys.
Well, thanks.
Have you used
love
that?
our fans.
Have you used that line?
demure.
Only
No,
when-
I mean the people doing the very demure. I'm like, you're not demure. You're annoying.
I mostly just do it like unironically, where I'm just like, or like ironically, where I'm just like looking myself in the, like this weekend I put on my mascara and I was just like, look guys, I'm very demure, and everyone's just like, yeah, Jess, and we went to a club and danced.
I only
Nice.
said it when I saw my boyfriend putting on sunscreen. He's very mindful, very
Very
demure.
Oh God, this part of the episode is going to age really well in 3 weeks when everyone forgets that.
Sorry.
Oh, do the meme where you get hit by lightning.
No.
But it's Lightning McQueen. I
I hated that
I keep
so-
falling for that, but I kept retweeting it.
Have you seen those? There's a meme. They're like, you'll never believe this, but this man gets hit by lightning, and it's like
this
a
is
guy
Lightning
walking.
McQueen
They
going,
have Lightning McQueen
"Ka-chow."
from Cars.
Oh,
They
yes.
edited it. And I fall for it all the time.
There was one. There
I'm
was,
like, oh shit, this plane's getting hit by. I'm like, oh mother.
That's great.
I kept reposting that on Instagram too. But there was one that I actually did see that it was actually, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a Lightning McQueen, but then they actually get hit by a car actually gets hit by lightning. I'm like, oh, it was actually real.
Should have sent that to Tony.
So yeah, he lets them finish, so he can go
I
kill
think he's
Chewie.
Chewie.
mad.
Very
He's just
mindful.
mad. He's just like premarital sex. No.
I do like that Chewie, because he's messing around with the hockey stick. He assumes Jason is there
Yeah.
for the hockey stick
That was
because of the mask.
hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's
he
really
he's
funny.
like playing with it. His light. He's like, oh shit.
It completes your outfit.
They drop it.
But yeah, he tosses him around a bit, and he gets like a screwdriver or something to the
Yeah.
neck. That was
That was
freaking
brutal.
brutal.
Oof.
Whitney shows up in this scene.
Yeah.
She goes to the window and sees them having sex. and she's about to like hit the window to get
You're
their
making this up.
No, she's about to hit the window to get attention, and then Jason grabs her before she can make a sound. And
No.
presumably, I get why they cut it out, because it means he had to take her all the way back to Crystal Lake, chain her up, and then came back really quick.
Underground tunnels.
Was this the director's cut or really just an extended cut?
They just call it extended cut. A killer cut is what they call it. But no, it's just
Because
this.
it sounds completely
really
different than the
extended.
movie.
It's
Yeah,
just-
it's not extended. It's just like.
I mean, they're just adding. Yeah, they're just putting in scenes that
I
were
think I
cut for
have
time.
seen this version before.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen in ours.
Yeah, but honestly, I think it was just for time. They're like, you don't need the subplot of her getting away. You can
Yeah.
ease,
It
and
just-
obviously, you guys didn't even know it existed, and so
No.
it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Makes
he
more sense to just leave her there, because then
Yeah.
like they'll probably go there.
yeah. So then Clay and Trent argue. They're constantly having.
It's
to
like,
Yeah.
get out of my house, bro. And then I hated Brie because she's just like, she walks in and then she sees Jenna. She's like, yeah, I fucked your boyfriend. And basically, she's like, and I'm like, girl, she heard you. You don't have to make that face. She knew.
But then Lawrence is like, I gotta look for my homeboy,
Yeah.
Chewy.
I love walk as a
Yeah, he has a walk like pan as a shield. I thought that was
around
cool.
with it.
So
Everyone's
yeah,
telling him like, don't go out there, and he's just like, I always surprise people.
Yeah.
He walks out. I'm like, eh.
so he finds Chewy dead, and Jason chases him, and Jason throws the axe to his back.
I will say I like when he opens like the freezer and it's just like actual meat.
And then,
He's
yeah,
like,
then
"Oh."
Chewie falls
And then
from the
Chewie's falling,
top.
He's like, and he's just like, whoa. Not really much of a reaction, but he actually puts up a decent fight with Jason and gets away.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
It's like, I like how Jason picks up the ass. He's like, oh, this. Whoa.
And I like Bree's reaction to him dying. I thought it
Yeah.
was really good.
Oh,
Like,
and
yeah,
she's
maybe
like,
you should-
"Stop it!"
Yeah, it was
So
very genuine.
Jason lets him scream for a bit
And then
to
flips
like
him
draw
over.
them out, which Predators did a year later. Remember when they have Danny Trejo dead and they're playing his
Yeah.
voice? I'm like,
And we know who was in Predator.
Derek Mears. He played the classic Predator in Predators.
Ah.
The one who fights the super predator at the end and gets killed.
Predator's also hot. Anyway,
Yeah.
continue.
I like the
Got
thick
the mask
ones.
over here.
Where we go?
Predator 2,
Can
they're
we
hot.
continue, please?
You can take it home with you. Give it to a guy you're dating. Be like, can you put this on?
That's none. It's gonna be sitting in it for a while. Let me tell you. Anyway.
What if he wears a predator mask and then draws like clown makeup on it?
Ew. That would I just be like,
Can I just
my
say it's
mask.
really a shame that I actually thought about it for a second. I actually went,
So the date Jess contest, we're gonna do that. Like find Jess
no,
a date.
no offense, no.
How dare you? All the kings in the audience aren't good enough for you.
With some of the comments I've received, no.
I think every boy in the audience is good enough for you. Okay, do it, kings.
Wow.
Get in those DMs.
I really feel like
slide into those DMs.
I really feel like just like I don't know, like a puddle of water just being stepped in. Just like, oh, anyone's good for you.
That just shows how
Don't settle.
that's how Chadley and Awesome are guys who watch the show on.
Yeah, mine was that I didn't realize Casey's carrying a bakery.
Someone said Jess is a baddie, and I was just like, cool. All right, thanks.
I forgot about that line.
Look, when I was on the creep off, people told me what they would do.
Oh god, yeah.
What? Stop
Okay,
there.
okay. The Hack the Movies fans aren't as bad as the creep off ones.
No.
Anyway.
Anyway, the point is, no.
Anyway, so yeah, slide in Jess's DMs. We gotta get back to this. So the bait doesn't work. Jason ends up killing him.
Yeah.
So Trent looks for his gun and
Bait.
Bree looks for Trent.
Sorry, he was gonna masturbate.
Oh my god. Trent looks for a gun. Bree looks for Trent. I like the shower fake out where you think he's
Yeah.
gonna be
That was
behind the
fun.
curtain.
I like the little. Oh, it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's behind her. I thought he was gonna toss her out the window, but that's what he does in part 4 to a girl. So, but no, instead he like impales her on something in the door.
like
It's the deer
The deer,
antlers.
like they're like little deer antler.
on the door.
hangers.
Okay,
Is
yeah.
that
Hangers.
from one of them? Or just Silent Night Deadly Night?
It reminds me of Texas
It-
Chainsaw.
It could be a reference to Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's
Really?
just a cool thing too. I've seen
Yeah.
other movies where, like, I know like the Evil Dead show had someone impaled on antlers. But yeah, I thought he was gonna toss her out the window, but no, he
I
just
thought he was gonna
impales her.
like suffocate her, but like he's like doing it. He's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
his eyes showing. I'm like, what is he doing?
And then a cop shows up. to save the day.
This one I thought was a cameo because he like walks in and they zoom in on his face. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, he had a well, he's the cop from earlier.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And he had a deleted scene where he was at the station, and there's another cop who doesn't take the 911 call seriously. Because he's like, oh, it's from that Clay guy.
Oh.
And he's like, we still have to go there. Pointless scene. They could have cut it out. But yeah.
Well, they did in our version.
Yeah. They, well, now that one didn't even make it to the extended. That's just a straight up deleted scene.
Okay. Also, we forgot to mention, Trent just runs upstairs and grabs a gun.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
my
mentioned that
gosh.
earlier.
And then, and he's shooting.
No, we're not there yet.
Okay,
We're
because
not
I
there.
have a note.
First, Jason has to jump off
Ninja
jump off the roof like Batman.
Super-
He's
Superhero
so
landing.
cool.
And then he
I know, right?
he has a spike. The spikes, which are in the video game too, you can throw spikes. He has the spike and he shoves it right through the cop's eye. Worst.
Yeah.
Was there a spike?
It was
Yeah,
it was
like,
like
he poked something through
Yeah.
his eye.
yeah.
And I think his eyeball's like hanging out from the other side. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
That's the worst kill
It
in
was
the
a
movie.
cool shot.
Worst kill in the movie.
I like how it goes through, but then it like cuts to the other side.
Well,
You see it go through. That's
yeah.
cool.
That was another trailer shot, him coming down and about to do that.
Yeah, it's like
He's so
superhero
cool.
landing.
Yeah. So here is where Trent is just shooting everywhere like an idiot.
Yes.
He just
Yeah.
hears one thing. He's like, "Duh!"
He's like boots to the
He's
closet.
a lunatic.
Yeah.
And, okay, so when he shoots the closet, when he hears something,
Yeah.
do you think he thought that he killed Bree?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because he's immediately like, oh, Jason did it. Let's
well,
go.
no, he probably assumed she was dead because the door
Okay.
was like stuck and like,
She falls from.
but
the
like
wall.
also,
I wouldn't put it past him to think, oh, God, I just killed her. Let me blame it on the other guy.
but like the first bullet in the door, you think she would have said something. So he probably rightfully
Yeah.
assumed that Jason killed her.
Unless it was like.
But yeah, he's just throwing bullets everywhere. He's like, ah, missing everything.
He's such a lunatic.
Okay, so they run out into the woods. I don't know why
Well,
they.
first of all,
Yeah.
the bike doesn't have any keys. Like Clay's motor
Yeah.
doesn't have keys, and the police car doesn't have any keys. So Jason's smart enough to like be like, these fuckers can't drive away if I take the keys. But Trent goes, Jenna, forget this guy. Let's leave. I'm like, dude, you are like shooting a gun every which way. I don't trust you.
But here, I don't know. Maybe this is the extended version. But after they run in the woods, they linger on Lawrence in the hot tub dead for a long time.
No.
Dude, it's like a shot. I get it's a cool reveal that Jason threw him in the hot tub, but then they linger on it for like 10 seconds.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
know they did throw him in the hot tub.
and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess maybe that was the extended version.
Never.
Okay, yeah, so
Where was a hot tub in any of this?
Yeah.
it was outside. So I guess after he killed him, he just threw him in the nearby hot tub. But like, so they run off and it like goes to the hot tub with him dead, and it just stays there for an
Wow.
uncomfortable long time.
No,
Like,
he's gonna edit this. We're gonna see what he's talking.
Yeah, they just wanted to put that in the extended cut.
just to make it a little longer.
Yeah, as long as we can possibly make it. Like Denise Richards in the hot tub.
Pretty much. Valentine. Go watch our Valentine episode.
Yes. Great.
But yeah, before they run into the woods, he throws Bree's body on the on the thing. Which, by the way, at one point he's on the roof.
Yeah.
After he kills. What's
Yeah,
his
he's
name?
like Batman. He
Yeah,
jumps up on the roof.
But like he's just standing there, and then he hears Trent go upstairs, and he's just like, "Time to start killing."
He
I'm
looks
like,
cool.
What the fuck?
Speaking
How
of
did he
De-
get up there after killing him?
Speaking of Denise Richards,
What?
do you want to review The World Is Not Enough, the James Bond movie where she's a Bond girl?
Sure.
I want to finish the Pierce Brosnan Bond movies. And I'm like,
Is it him? Then I'll do
yeah, it's
it.
Pierce Brosnan. It's his third
I
one.
haven't seen any of them.
You haven't seen any of them, but you told me he's your favorite James Bond.
Yes.
Is he in
But
I
you-
loved Pierce Brosnan.
Is he in
But you
Octopussy?
haven't watched him as James Bond.
Who's the one? Who's the Bond guy? Who's plays Bond in the Octopus?
That's not how that works, Casey. You have to see them as the character.
I'm sorry.
He is
caught.
if you had seen him, I think he would be your favorite
Thank
James
you.
But anyway,
I was caught. It's a lot of
Who is the
outlets.
Bond?
that's my favorite thing on the show is Casey noticed something that's been here forever.
I've noticed
That outlet's been there for a very
I've
long.
noticed because my knee's been bumping it. But who played?
What was it?
This is
Last
a-
year, I revealed that
There's
there's
a
a door,
drawer.
and he's like, "What?"
But who's the Bond who's in the Octopussy?
That's Connery, I think. Oh wait,
Okay.
no. That's second guy.
All right, I just
Roger
remember-
Moore.
Look, my mom was watching it one time. She came in. She's like, "I like this one," and I'm like, "What's it called?" She's like, "Octopussy," and it was right when the lady says, "It's my little octopussy." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that makes sense."
You know how
Sorry,
this
side
movie
note.
isn't really subtle, Casey? A lot of the James Bond movies aren't really subtle.
Yeah,
little
isn't someone named
octopusy.
Christmas or something? in one
That's
of them?
Denise Richards.
Oh, it is?
Christmas
Okay.
Jones. Yeah, I feel
Yes.
like you'd like that one.
Probably.
I'm gonna look out for James Bond.
I just want to finish those forward because I reviewed the first two.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're getting so off track at some point. That's
so
all-
Trent drops his gun in like the stream.
he's like, "Stupid water, stupid gun. Where are you?"
Stupid gun. And he just like fuck it. He just leaves. Like well, reach out loud a little bit. It couldn't have gotten that far, buddy.
But then he makes it to the road, and we see the car from the shop. They showed the car from the shop earlier.
Okay. So this is the weirdest driver in the
So
world.
weird.
Well, the guy who was at the shop before, like that wood shop before, mentions like the owner of the place or
Yeah.
something like that.
We
So
don't-
I'm assuming that that's the guy.
But like he stops the car and he's just like,
He's like, "Pass by."
well, like it's like come in the car, but it's like why isn't he talking? He like
Well, can he not talk because he has those tubes in his
I don't know
mouth?
if that was supposed to be no, because people can talk with those. They assumed like we know a lot about this character, but
Yeah.
for a minute I felt like is this like a Texas Chainsaw thing where like there's an evil family? I don't think so.
So that's
Jason's
not
dad.
in
I
the
don't know.
extended cut?
what?
None of this guy's in the extended cut?
No, this isn't the extended.
Yeah,
cut.
but like,
But
there's no more scenes with him.
no. Oh no. Yeah, there's no setup for this character or anything. He's just
Yeah,
there.
I thought it was weird too. I was just like, he's
Yeah.
like, "What's up?"
Yeah, for a minute you think like he's in on it, but then Jason shows up. He's like,
Yeah.
I gotta get the fuck out of here. And I like that Jason like almost bisects him and then throws him on the big
So
spike
cool.
And
on
when
the
I
car,
saw
and just
that, when
drives
I
him
saw
away.
Trent die, I went, "Yay!"
Is he the real villain?
Who?
Trent.
He's the real villain against women.
No, he's just an asshole. He's not like a malicious bad guy.
Yeah.
But against women.
His girlfriend ran out into the woods
Yeah,
with
but he's
another
but
guy.
She's probably known he's been
She
cheating.
just well, we don't know that.
Well, I'm assuming. I've reread its stories. I don't.
That girl was really hot. I wouldn't put up much of a fight. Anyway, Jenna and Clay. What?
Keep going.
Jenna and Clay, they sneak around the cabins at the camp, and then they find the tunnel, and then they find Whitney.
Woo!
So in your version, she's never left this place,
Yes.
but yes.
But
this
but they're above the they're on the floor and they just hear help me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then she hears shouting.
yeah,
They hear shouting and then they see.
that is tense where they have to break the chains as Jason is
Yeah.
coming down.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they get away. Jason is not happy.
Can I just
about
say
it.
when he comes down, Jenna looks down the hallway and I'm like, Jason didn't see her, like because she clearly goes right down. She's like, oh my god,
with the
Walks up-
flashlight?
with the flashlight, and I love how Jason sees that she's missing. He's like, all right, let's go. He just takes out his machete. I was cracking up. I was like, oh yeah, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't, but like if I were in his shoes, I'd be like, what the fuck?
This is the part that caught everyone off guard, where they're crawling
Yeah.
through the hole and Jenna just gets stabbed.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Because she's been kind of the main girl in this whole thing, especially the theatrical cut, since they cut out Whitney's little escape subplot.
Right.
She's like the main girl, and she just gets fucking staked or sliced through the chest. And
Yeah. I think it's
thrown
better
back.
that they didn't show Whitney because then it's just like, oh, well, she's going to make it. But it's
Yeah,
a
you know
plot
what that
twist.
does? If you show Whitney too much, it's
Yeah,
like, well,
that's
clearly
a good
she's the
point.
final girl, but like, yeah, no, Jenna's gone.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It works.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it makes it almost like, whoa, because then all
Yeah.
the kids that came to the one cabin are now just dead.
That too.
Mm.
And I just love how this character Whitney gets to finish what she started, like in
Yeah.
the beginning.
But also, it like again, they played it up so much where
Yes.
she's like the love interest. We're used to them
Yes.
surviving, so her getting killed was like,
And
whoa.
even Clay was
Yeah.
just like, no, this can't be
I
happening.
know.
Clay's having a break. Yeah, Clay's having a breakdown over it.
You know, if
Um,
Trent were there, he would just run away like a pussy.
But I,
Babe, you got this. Bye.
I was inspired by this layout to write a romantic comedy like this, though. With her in the beginning, then the story changes to someone else, and then it goes back to her in the end.
That's
That
good.
could be good.
Does the girl get stabbed in the chest? In
No,
that?
it's a romantic comedy. Maybe like not.
Can I say
Literally.
That's basically, this is not somewhat of a spoiler for the series, but A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh
It's
God, you're reading those books.
I've already finished it. I've already caught up to it. It's basically that.
They're the new trashy
Whatever.
fantasy
not
romance
trashy.
novels.
It's smutty.
Adam from Adam Does Movie did a whole video making fun of his wife for reading those books.
Oh.
He doesn't like anything.
He likes everything.
Apparently didn't like Godzilla -1.
Well, no, he didn't like that.
That wrecked the internet.
Well, I know he likes Toy Story 3 because we did a stream together at bringing in overrated movies, and I brought in Toy Story 3, and
Oh,
everyone
who's ready
started
for
yelling.
That
at
was a great idea.
Who's ready for Toy Story 5?
Not me. I didn't see 4.
Oh,
So yeah.
well, that makes me. I have a change of heart for him then, if that's one of his favorite movies.
I think you would like Adam. You would like Adam. Watch more of his stuff. You'll find something you like. Jason grabs Clay and he's looking for Whitney. She fights him and takes off to the barn with Clay.
I thought for sure if they killed Jenna, I'm like, oh well, Clay's now dead. But then he's like, Whitney.
Yeah, it's weird he doesn't kill him.
Oh, he's still alive.
He pulls him out of the bus but doesn't kill
Right.
him. So in the barn, she hides, and Clay is fighting Jason. It's not really a fight. Jason's kind of tossing him around. He gets one. He like body checks him
Yeah.
into a wall, and that's like it.
But they wanted an actor who was kind of the same height as Derek Mears.
Yes, yes. And during the fight, the wood chipper turns on.
Yeah. Clay got really close.
Yes, Whitney distracts him by acting like his mom.
Yeah, the whole time she's wearing the locket around her neck.
Yes. Well, at this point, she's like showing it.
She's like, look, it's me.
So she like distracts him long enough. They put the fucking bear trap with the chain on him.
Yeah.
And they throw the chain into the wood chipper and
They wrap it around his neck.
Yeah, wraps it around his neck.
But then he's like so heavy, he breaks the roof or the pillar. So he's just like, but then he like punches Clay, just goes. But then he tries to attack Whitney. So it's like, oh no, all right, there we go.
Yeah, in this cut, there's an alternate cut of this death, but in this one, he's pretty strong. So that's why in this one, she has to stab him with a machete at the same time,
And then goes, your mother in hell.
Say hi to mommy in hell.
Yeah. Classic.
The alternate cut of this, it's a little bit more simple. The chain pulls it back and snaps his neck.
Okay.
And then he just sits there like dead. And then they hug. There's no cheesy. I think they wanted.
Oh, I thought you meant,
they wanted her to have.
No, time out. I thought you meant her and Jason hug.
No, her and her brother
He
hug.
slumped down and then they hug while he's dead.
No,
It's
no,
like,
so-
how was your mother?
I think they wanted her to have like a moment. I guess like her pretending to be the mom wasn't enough. And I get it because like the first one, the girl chops the head off. The second one, she pretends to be the mom and stabs him. They wanted like the girl to do something.
Yeah.
Girl power.
Other than, and it was like a team effort. They're like, now let's give her the final
Right.
killing blow.
And they kept the mask on because they did like several different test screenings.
Yeah.
And no one like reacted to it with him mask off. And they kind of sympathized with him more. And I know
Yeah.
he is the anti-hero, so they're like, you got to keep the mask on.
Yeah, no, that works. That works.
Yeah,
I
I
really
agree.
do sometimes like other than the killing thing, but like I do sympathize with him because like he was like the camp counselors left him to drown, and his mom, who like loved him very much, like was like trying to get revenge. Granted, she shouldn't have been killing people. Like she should have just I don't
Yeah,
know,
she really jumped to murder
Yeah,
really quick,
just do what all
didn't
the
she?
Karens do and ask for a manager or some shit.
We need a crossover between Angela and
Oh, yeah.
Jason. That could be a comic.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Speaking of that, on Patreon, I did a sleepaway camp commentary track with Lauren Soda, and I also did a burning commentary track with Sarah. We did a bunch of camp slashers this year.
Nice. I love Sleepaway Camp.
Maybe next summer we'll do what is the worst sleepaway camp movie.
Oh
You
my
want to
gosh,
do that?
please. I bet she would come on.
She probably would.
Please.
We'll talk about all 4 movies and then the unfinished 4th movie, which is in that box set.
I call dibs.
And that's
I
still
have the
gonna
4th
come
one.
out.
It's not finished.
No, okay. Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
That was later. Before that, they tried to make a 4th movie and they didn't finish it, and it's included as a bonus
Nice.
in the survival kit
That's amazing.
box set, which I got
And
there.
that's still all going to come out before the Transformers review.
Shut up.
Oh, that's
Oh.
so
But
cute.
at least we're doing Five Nights at Freddy's 2 next year.
No, that's a wrap up. I'm not doing a dedicated episode of Five Nights at Freddy's again.
I hope
But
you-
I call dibs. Sleepaway Camp.
For Sleepaway Camp, yes.
I call dibs Five Nights at Freddy's.
So the next day, this is stupid. The siblings just dump his body into
They
the
don't
lake.
even say anything. They're
But
just
it's like, wait, you have to call the police at some point and be like, that's the guy. That's the killer. He killed him. Do your detective work. Instead, they're like, hey, let's get rid of the evidence that there was a
put him
killer.
in the place where he was left to drown.
Also, they don't weigh him down. Yeah, they don't weigh him down. It's like,
Also-
dead bodies float. He's just going to
Yeah.
pop up.
But also, he does drown. You see him like massively like,
That is the most you see of his face, I think.
I was
and he's,
like,
going
I think
down.
I looked away for like a split second. I looked back, I see his face. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then he kicks the
They
mask
throw a few
in.
things in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they kick the mask in and they throw the locket in. The mask goes to the bottom
Yeah.
while he's still going down.
That's the heaviest
Which
mask in
which
the
I would
world.
like to point out. I would like to point out. He's still the mask falls farther down than he does.
Yeah.
And then, like, she throws it in, and he's going over to talk to her, and all of a sudden, he pops out with the mask
Yeah, with
on.
the mask.
He made sure to put the mask on.
He's like, these fuckers don't even realize I'm going to swim down to the bottom and get it.
well, let's try it, Jess. Let's get a very tall bodybuilder, kill him, and we'll throw him into the water, and then we'll throw a mask on, and we'll see what hits the ground first. We'll see if this movie's accurate. We'll do some jail time, but in the name of science, I think it'll be worth
All right,
it.
man.
Let's
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
do it. For science.
So yeah, you need the Jason pop-up scare at the end.
Yeah, you
obviously.
need it. It's needed.
Yeah, and then it ends. This is
that ending is just so... I get it's like the first movie, but... I'm sorry,
it's like
I'm
the
sorry,
first
it's just,
few movies.
Yeah, but it's like... I'm sorry, it's just the I can't get over the mask at the bottom. Like, wait, he swam down? I'm not over it. Because I finished it today.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, he swam down to the bottom.
Yeah.
I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm like, what? He's just like, well, I don't want them to see my
Well, maybe
face. I'm
it's
insecure.
honestly, if they had done a sequel, it'd probably be like that part was a dream, much like the first
Yeah.
one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the second one, remember the ending was a dream of him popping through.
So would you consider this a remake?
It's a reboot because it's not
Reboot,
specifically
yes.
remaking that movie.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's definitely more of a reboot. Like I said,
Slash continuation-ish.
huh?
Slash continuation-ish.
The timeline doesn't work out. But again,
he's not really a zombie.
then again, the Friday the 13th timeline is all over the place. If they
Yeah.
didn't say that the beginning took place in 1980, then I'd be like, yeah, it could have been whenever. This could have been right after Freddy versus Jason. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because my final note is 13th movie in the franchise.
It's not the 13th.
Ow!
They never got Michael Myers beat him to the 13th
We're
movie.
going to include the series that has nothing to do with Jason. I know. We're going to include that, and then it'll be the 13th.
Has that come out
13th
yet?
thing.
What?
Camp Crystal Lake?
Well, they made
Well,
it-
they
It's gonna
said
be a
that.
Peacock show.
Okay, so they said they were canceling it. They stopped it, but then they
boo.
said there's something coming out called the Jason Universe, and I do think it's
Jasonverse.
back on the. I think they are going to make it now.
Yeah, I
really
wanna see
hopping
that.
onto the Pooniverse.
Which,
Yeah,
by the way, God, shut up with the Pooniverse.
I can't wait for Bambi.
Which, by the way, fun fact about Camp Crystal Lake, the series, something funny happened last year.
Yeah.
So Frank played a guy named Jason
Oh, I heard about that.
in a indie film called Crystal Lake.
Get out.
And we think it was either bad journalism or some website is using AI to write their articles because they falsely said that our Frank from the show was playing Jason in the
Yes!
new thing. And Frank was getting like DMs and shit
That's
from
so
people
cool.
asking to interview.
He should have.
He should have been like, April Fools.
Yeah, so that was real funny. I wanted to do a skit where I'm just like counting money. I'm like, Frank, I just booked all these appearances. Why didn't you tell me you got to play? He was like, no, I'm actually not playing Jason. I'd be like, no, I'm ruined. I bought 10,000 Frank from Hack the Movies as Jason t-shirts to sell. So that, yeah, me and a friend of mine theorized that it was AI, and the AI just didn't understand the difference.
But hey, you
That's
know
funny.
what? Did it say hack the movies?
No, it didn't. It just
Oh.
said Frank.
AI.
Frank Volpe.
just Frank.
Anyway, yeah, this is like how I used to say back in the day is like if you have like a girlfriend who doesn't like to watch old movies, like just show her this one. It's like everything you need from Friday the 13th in one film.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and so much research went behind it to
Yeah.
make it. So people don't even know that to appreciate it. It's
Yeah.
such- it's-
Meanwhile, Nightmare on Elm Street.
A Nightmare on Elm Street is the opposite of this. We're like,
fuck
this
is
is
that?
awful. Never introduce anyone into
What
this.
the
Yeah.
fuck was that? I was like planning on having one drink. I think I had a drink and 2 shots.
Although I do think it's funny because after this, Marcus Nispel did the Conan the Barbarian reboot with Jason Momoa.
I don't even remember that movie at all.
It sucked. But I guess he felt bad that he didn't get to do Nightmare on Elm Street, so he gave Rose McGowan in the movie giant claw hands like Freddy Krueger. It was like very.
What?
I'm like, what is this doing here? I'm like, oh, maybe it's like, oh, I didn't get to do that one. I'll put a claw in this. Yeah, Friday the 13th, 2009. Your standard Friday the 13th movie, but it's faster paced. It's modern. It's good. It's good.
It's fun.
It's as good. Not that any of these movies are great. It's as good as it had to be. Yeah, and it's probably going to be the last Friday the 13th movie until they figure that out. But
Definitely my favorite Jason.
Yes.
it is part 6 is my favorite movie and my favorite
I like the
Jason.
Jason in the video games because he's purple.
Well, you could when you play the original
The
Nintendo
original.
game.
Sorry, I didn't point that
The
out.
original Nintendo game, Jason was like purple with blue skin.
I've also never played those games, so I was just joking.
But in the
still.
new Friday the 13th game, if you play part 3, Jason, they did a fun thing where you could switch to the Nintendo one. So he
Yeah,
turns
he's
purple
purple.
and blue. It was
Wow.
really fun. Yeah, good movie. Good movie. I enjoyed it. Jess, where can we find you?
You can find me anywhere. Jess Daydreaming, and I work at a bank, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Casey, where
Hey.
can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Casey the Final Girl.
I thought you were going to say, you can find me celebrating Christmas with Derek Meir.
Happy holidays.
I still have that picture. I'll forever cherish it.
You got to send that to me again.
I will.
But yeah, that is it from us. Again, we will be at Monster Mania and Crypt Video Rentals. Check that out. Follow my socials. So at the time of this recording, I posted a video I took in Rochester, and I got like 3 people going like, "You're in Rochester?" I'm like, "I was 2 weeks ago, and I was posting nonstop. Why don't you?"
Was.
So you have to follow, so you know where I am
He
at
literally
every
sent me
moment.
a picture of when he went to Syracuse.
I
See
drove
you
through. I
in
drove through
Syracuse.
Syracuse. Yeah. So follow my socials so you know where I'm doing meetups. I did the Monroeville Mall meetup. 2 Handsome Devils
so
came out to that.
awesome.
Yay!
It was great.
Woo.
But yeah, that is it from us. Goodbye.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.